Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Peter here. Today's video is a very casual one. Yeah, I've been tagged by Lola Sense to do a Q&A video. If you've not checked out Lola, check her channel out. I think she does really nice reviews. She's got a lovely speaking voice. She's very relaxed and chilled, and I think she's a great reviewer, and she's brand new, so give her some love. I will leave the link to her channel below if you'd like to check her out. Question 1 is, how many fragrances do I own? I just counted. I've got 26 full bottles and probably a couple of hundred of samples. For anyone interested, I have sold Parfums du Mali Habdan. I got rid of it this week, actually. I posted it off. And I do have one in my collection I want to sell. I have a Beau de Cire the Victorious fragrance. It smells like a bar of soap, but it's very synthetic in the opening, like it kind of makes my nose itch and sneeze. I did blind buy it on a Harrods sale. It was 50% off, so it was pretty cheap, to be honest. But I don't think I'm ever going to wear it, so I'm attracted to the Beau de Cire the Victorious bottles. I think they look cool because they remind me of a Viking or something. But the scent itself is I've tried loads from Beau de Cire the Victorious, and I've not been impressed with any of them personally. They're just not my taste. So I'll probably get rid of that one. So that'll be down to 25. Question 2, how do you organise and store your fragrances? If you've ever watched any of my videos, you'll know that I usually stand in front of a bookcase. That is a hand-carved Indian bookcase. It's a beautiful bookcase, and I keep my fragrances on the top shelf of that. They're in the dark. It has its back to a window, so it never gets any direct sunlight. It stays a constant temperature. You know, we don't have dramatic weather here in the UK, so they're perfectly fine there. In terms of organisation, I kind of just line them up of what looks pretty when you look at them. So I have, like, you know, they're kind of in lines, but I'll show a little clip of where they are. Question 3, what was your first ever fragrance? These will have been designers that were given to me as Christmas presents from my sister. She is 10 years older than I am. Yeah, I think the first one she bought me, I must have been maybe 18 years old, maybe 17, something like that. She got me Diesel Fuel for Life. It had a brown cover, like a jacket with a zip down the side. I didn't like it. It didn't suit me. I thought it smelled disgusting. Sorry if you like it. I think the following year she bought me 212 Sexy Men by Carolina Herrera. That had a really bad reaction on my skin where it kind of smelled like pee. Like, it didn't smell good on my skin. I know I'm probably going to get some flack for that in the comments. I'm putting that down to skin chemistry. Like, it just doesn't work for me, because on paper it smelled fine. When it mixed on my skin, it was not pleasant. So yeah, those were the kind of the first fragrances that I had. Then I think I had things like Hugo Boss Bottled Orange, or whatever it's called, in that kind of funny square bottle. That wasn't very good. I didn't like that, and it was really weak. Jupe Homme is one of the first ones I had. People pronounce that differently, but I'm going to call it Jupe. That's disgusting. Really nuclear strong, like repellent. It's like just nuts. What else did I have? Black XS Paco Rabanne. Hated that. It made me feel sick. Yeah, as long as I can remember, like, my experience just in general with fragrances, I've always hated the way designers smell. That's not being snobby. There's nothing to do with cost or or anything. Like, I really don't care about any of that. That's not in my personality to be like that. I'm not snobby in the slightest that way. I just genuinely, I go off my nose. If it smells good, I don't care, I'll have it. Unfortunately, and I don't know the reason why, but basically all designer fragrances pretty much have a certain smells to them that I don't like, that they don't smell good to me. I don't know if it's down to the synthetics that are commonly used, that might not be used as much in niche. I don't know the reason. I genuinely don't. I just know that I don't like a lot of designer fragrances, and I never have. Why I mention that is because I have been accused of being like a niche snob or whatever, and I'm not at all. I have nothing against designers for what they are. I don't, I don't judge them. I only judge them on the way they smell. And unfortunately, there's very few that I like. My favourite is the Narciso Rodriguez line, specifically the EDP. That's the only one that I really enjoy. There's a few that I think are okay, I just wouldn't buy them. For instance, I tried Spice Bomb Eau Fresh, or whatever it's called, the fresh version, and I thought it was quite nice. I thought, yeah, it's alright. I wouldn't buy it, but I don't find them disgusting. They're not all bad. I'm just not drawn enough to buy them, if that makes sense. There's a few that I think are okay, but that's just the way it is. What is your newest fragrance? That is this guy here, Mancera's Lemon Lion. I checked it out in Dubai and I was quite impressed. I thought it was very refreshing and zingy. To describe it, I would say kind of like a candied sweet but refreshing zesty lemon. Citrusy, bright, effervescent summer in a bottle, basically. One thing that I find with citrus fragrances, especially with the note of lemon, is that they tend to smell of floor cleaner or cleaning products, and I don't like that. I think the sweetness in this stops it from smelling like floor cleaner. So this is nice, I like it. The performance on my skin isn't great, but I'm going to test it properly before I review it. I'm going to actually take that offshore with me as a work scent, and when I start a 12-hour shift I can smell a little bit clean and fresh, is the main reason I bought this. And obviously I can keep it nice and clean in the pouch, so it's good. So I've got a work scent, and it's nice for the summer as well. What is your most expensive fragrance? That's going to have to go to Household Matriarch, although I think I've only paid full price for one of them, and then after that you earn discount points, so I think my next one was 25% off. I've had one at 50% off. I bought some on the sales, so really I don't really pay full price for these because of the loyalty reward scheme. The points are very good. Yeah, sometimes there's a deal on. I know she has a really cool feature on the website where it's basically scratches and dints, so to speak, so anything that's kind of not up to standard in terms of presentation, if the bottle's been scratched or the box is kind of damaged, those get sold off really cheap, so you can pick up a bargain if you want to. I bought myself a full bottle of Albatross, which reminds me of Easter Island, watching the sunset over the Moai, and smelling of this, reviewing it. Really important memories for me, because these are trips that will stay with me for a lifetime. Devotion I wore walking around the pyramids of Egypt. This is how a pharaoh should smell. Beautiful incense, special memories, and a special place for me personally. But in my humble opinion, they are some of the world's best fragrances. I genuinely believe that. For me, from my own experience and taste, and that's all I can share, is what I love. And some people might not agree. It might not work for some people. That's just how life is. We don't all share the same taste. For me, well worth the money and a fantastic house. The next question is, what was your most dramatic fragrance buying experience? I don't know what that means. I've never had a dramatic buying experience. There's not really... I don't know. Skip the question. Next is current favourite fragrance store. Where I live there isn't any fragrance stores. I have to travel at least a full hour to go anywhere that has a decent store, so I'm not going to say I have a favourite. I will tell you the best airports I've been through though. Doha has a fantastic fragrance collection, and so does Istanbul, two of the most impressive airports for niche fragrances. Both fantastic. Dubai's okay, but it doesn't compare to Doha or Istanbul. My current favourite fragrance. Difficult to answer because it depends on my mood and how I'm feeling that day. Tuscan Leather is still up there as probably my favourite. House of Matriarchs are very kind of, I can't really pick between them. It depends on what day it is and how I'm feeling. Kazemi is definitely one of my absolute favourites. Beautiful, all of them. Everything I own I enjoy. The next question is, what is my least favourite fragrance? I'm going to give that crown to Chemi. Chemi Blending Magic, self-entitled Chemi. Ugh, if you watch my review, yeah, it's pretty disgusting. It smells like cotton candy, strawberries, sweets, caramel, and shit. Like, just diarrhea. Really stinky shit. I'm presuming it uses some kind of really funky Indian oud. And you might say it's super high quality and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Feel free, I don't care. It smells like shit to me. And everyone that smelt it around me thought it smelled like shit. You've got to appreciate very skanky animalic ouds. And I don't care what the quality is. If it smells like shit to me, that's just end of story. It smelled like a kid had had a diarrhea in a candy store and it's disgusting. My next fragrance purchase... maybe the Twin Peaks collection from House of Matriarch. Christy she did like it's like a liquid music. She creates perfume to music, and there was a TV series called Twin Peaks in the US. It's kind of like a murder mystery, and yeah, she created the video to it's very interesting. She put the video in where the composer of the soundtracks playing the piano and talking about how he came up with the song. With the director there in front of him, and it's interesting how the song develops, and it's a really atmospheric piece of music, and Christy comprised these 3 fragrances based around that soundtrack, so I'm very intrigued about that. And what's cool is they're a limited edition of only a set of 100, and they're signed. They're going to be released very soon, I think within the next 2 weeks.
And I would go, and he said, oh, that's it. Oh, that's so beautiful.
And the last question is, what is your dream fragrance?
I love that. Going now.
Sounds corny, but I think I've already found them. You know, I've got amazing fragrances. I didn't think I would ever enjoy fragrances as much as I do. I feel like I've found the creme de la creme for me personally, for my own taste. A dream of mine is to have my own house and create my own fragrances that are that good. Hopefully one day that might happen. We'll see. But that would be a dream fragrance, something that I create myself.